All Business Media presents the Professionals Roundtable. Hear what's hot in the professional world. Timely topics to propel your career to the next level. Professionals Roundtable with Rick Delgado. Exclusively on All Business Media.
And welcome to All Business Media, where it is all business all the time. And yes, I am your host, Rick Delgado, sitting with our guest. She is back. She is a speaker, a teacher, an author, and a healer. Also the owner of Mastery in the Art of Living out of Lino Lakes, Minnesota. You can reach out to her at 651-472-3995 or go to the website, masteryintheartofliving.com. I'm talking about my guest, Leah Skurdal. Leah, welcome back to the program, and how are you?
Hey, Rick, I'm doing excellent today.
All right, well, good to hear.
Good to talk with you.
Welcome back. You're not in a parking lot this week, right? You're at home or,
Nope.
or you're in your office?
Nope. No, I'm at home. I'm in my home office.
She was traveling last week, so it was interesting. But you would have never known it. She handled herself like a professional, which is what we've come to expect. Now, before we get going, please tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Sure. I used to be a type A stressed-out professional, and then I became a type A stressed-out mom, and I didn't want to be bringing that level of stress into my family. So I started practicing the spiritual practices that I already knew. See, nothing in my education had prepared me to be a stay-at-home mom, and yet the spiritual practices that I had gave me the tools I needed. And it was interesting that in my workplace, somebody pointed out that I was angry, and I really didn't know. I really didn't know I had an angry voice. I didn't know that they told me I was an angry person. Like, I didn't think so, but I really had to work through those levels of stuff. And, of course, the deeper level was that I was angry at myself.
Right.
For not being perfect, not being good enough. So that's what I wanted to share with people today, was talking about those relationships and how we strengthen relationships. That's my specialty, is helping change makers, people who want to make a difference in the world, heal their stressful relationships so they can have a bigger impact in the world.
Right. And I think I made this mention one other time. It almost sounds like the movie Anger Management. Because, Adam Sandler's character was the same way. Didn't think he was angry. Didn't come, to himself, didn't sound angry, but other people had seen it.
Sure.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah, but other people know.
Yep, they can figure it out.
People out. You know who they are in your world.
Yeah, well, there's a certain, I guess, energy or something that comes off of people.
Well, absolutely. See, we're vibrational beings. And if you are in the vibration of anger, resentment, jealousy, fear, worry, blah, blah, then that is the energy that you're emitting, that you're sending out, and then that's where people will connect with you.
Right.
If instead you can raise your vibration to that higher level of love, joy, peace, harmony, joy, laughter, then you can connect with people at that higher vibration of fun and enjoyment in life.
Right.
And that's where we want to stay, if we get back to that place as quickly as possible.
Right. And again, Leah offers, if you go to her website, she offers an online program called Spiritual Pilates on the Road to Self-Mastery, which you can start. And that's actually happening when? This Wednesday?
Wednesday I'm launching the live version. You can always participate in the recorded program. Mm-hmm. So it's really convenient. So
now if somebody wants to do the live version, what's the best way for them to get started?
Well, that would be, so I've got a couple spots open, and for listeners today I'm offering a 50% off discount. Just text the code ABMFM50 to my cell phone, and I will be happy to offer those two people that place. So you tune in to the program at noon on Wednesday. I'll send you the link and all the information you need to get started. Then we'll have a Facebook group where people can also do a Q&A.
Right.
On Fridays.
And since you're in it's 12 noon, what, Central Time?
Central Time, that's correct.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep.
No, that's okay. I mean, sometimes people don't realize that, we're talking from people all over the country, all over the world
That's
sometimes.
right.
So, you have to make sure you have the time zone correct. So you make sure when you click on that you're actually on live. So again,
Right. I'll send you a Zoom. I'll send you a link to a Zoom call.
Right.
So,
And again, that
but
code.
again, it'll be recorded.
Right, so they can have access to it afterwards. Again, that code is ABMFM50, and you send that text-wise to 651-472-3995, right?
That's correct.
All right, good to know. Now, for today, I know there was, you want to talk about relationships, right?
Yeah,
Oh
well,
my gosh.
with my clients, that seems to be the major stressor.
Oh my God, either that or work, right?
Yeah, yeah, but and work is made up of relationships, right?
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
So, yeah, the people who are making demands on our time, and but of course, the relationship with ourselves is the fundamental piece, that first building block.
Right. So now, how can we, when you're talking about relationships, what are I guess, the keys that you need to keep in mind for healthy relationships?
Well, the first fundamental piece is to be connecting to somebody from a heart space.
Okay.
So if you be mindful of what your vibration is, and if you're in a lower vibration, can you raise that vibration to one at least of neutral, and connect to another person from that higher vibration? But if you're not there, then can you step back? Can you step out for the moment, out of the ego, and connect to a soul level, connect to that higher consciousness level? And can you just imagine that the other person has that higher consciousness level available as well? And can you imagine that you could connect from that higher place? Now, sometimes in the moment, things are heated and you need to take a break.
Right.
And one of the tools that I've used with a lot of success is a forgiveness tool called Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian ancient healing practice that means to make right. And the philosophy is that we're all related to each other,
right,
at a deep core level. We're all one.
Mm-hmm.
And the way are you familiar with this practice? Have you heard of Ho'oponopono before?
I've heard of Ponopono, and I know it's a Hawaiian word, and that's kind of where I'm at.
That's all?
I really don't know much more past that.
Okay. Well, it became somewhat popular when a psychiatrist named Hugh Len had done kind of an experiment. He became a psychiatrist in a criminally insane ward where people were shackled, and it was very frightening. People were the workers were quitting because it was a dangerous place to be, and he used the Ho'oponopono prayer on working on himself first, and it changed the vibration around him, and ended up a year and a half later, the people were not shackled. They were able to go out, and it became a safer place. And what he did, he never talked to the patient.
Mm-hmm.
He only looked at their charts and would say this Ho'oponopono prayer to himself as a mantra.
Right.
And this is their 4 lines. And this is it. And you can say the 4 lines in different you don't have to do it in just one combination. Okay? Here are the 4 lines.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. And what you're becoming aware of is that we're all related. We're all connected. So where in myself am I connected? Where's the thread in myself that's connected to the thread in somebody else that is keeping them stuck in their pattern? So now if we bring that into a relationship, for example, it worked a lot well with my children. When they were little, we would get into I said something I wish I hadn't, and they said things that they regretted. Right. And we would take our separate corners, And I would start doing this Ho'oponopono mantra to myself. I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. Until I would start to almost hear it in my mind coming back to me. It's like the kids, their vibration settled down as well. And when we got back together then, we had a new vibration between us, and we weren't mad at each other anymore.
So
and
what you're
used
saying...
it many times in workplaces.
Right, so what you're saying is they weren't in the room when you were doing this. They were
Correct.
someplace else. They were out of earshot, so to speak. So it wasn't like they were
Correct.
hearing you and then feeling
Correct.
like, wow, she's upset, I'm upset. Let's get this figured out, kind of thing.
No. You change your vibration, and you can change the situation.
Wow. All right.
By opening your heart.
I would say so. Again, we're talking with our guest, Leah Skurdal. She is the owner at Mastery in the Art of Living. She's also a teacher and an author and a healer. We do have a caller on the line before we take a break, so why don't we do that quick? Caller, what is your name? What is your question, please?
My name is Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Hi.
How are you?
My boyfriend has a problem with me having friends of the opposite sex, but my best friend is a man. Do you have any advice for this?
Okay, so that can be tricky. I understand. I've had those situations too. So, can you go to do in a place of meditation, in a place of quiet reflection in yourself? Can you first go to kind of take it out of the ego place and go imagine that your boyfriend you're connected first go to that place in your heart where you're connected to your soul, to a higher place. And then imagine that you're connected to your boyfriend's soul level, at a soul level. And then imagine that you're connected to that place of oneness where we're all related, we're all connected. And imagine that there's divine love flowing through that triangle of heart to heart and to the place of oneness. And then say in yourself that Ho'oponopono, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you, to yourself for creating a situation where you would be judged, for creating a situation where you feel uncomfortable, for creating a situation where your boyfriend feels uncomfortable, for creating a situation where he wouldn't trust you, for creating a situation where your best friend is judged because of his gender, for where are you holding on to a discomfort, where are you holding on to disharmony, and can you then bring that disharmony to the place of soul connection and ask, from a higher perspective, ask your boyfriend, what do you need? What do you need from me in this situation? What do you need? What is what's his pain about and his jealousy? Is it that he feels, has he been betrayed in the past? Has he, is he afraid of abandonment? And how can you create an environment where he feels supported and nurtured and appreciated and loved? Does that help?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have to have the discussion.
And I think that's probably the toughest thing, right? Right, Leah, is that opening salvo, so to speak, having to have that discussion, be willing to have that discussion.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe you don't, but do the energy work first. Do the prayer and the meditation first before you have to talk about it in person. That's what I'm saying, is in your quiet, reflective time, maybe first thing when you wake up in the morning, or to find a place, a quiet space for 5-10 minutes where you can have that conversation at a soul level, at an energy level in prayer, so that you don't. Then when you come together, you'll have a higher vibration connection. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Oh, best wishes.
Yeah,
That's
good.
a hard one.
All right.
You can do it. You can do it, because find that place of love in your heart and listen with the ears of love. Because he's scared, he's afraid.
Yeah, probably.
How can you respond with love rather than with fear?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Leah.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you for your call. We appreciate it. If anybody else has a question for our guest, Leah Skurdal, make sure you reach out to us live here in the studio. We've got her for a little while longer, 631-656-5434. And we are talking about relationships, so if that's what you want to talk about, Leah is more than happy to help. MasteryInTheArtOfLiving.com is her website, or reach out to her privately, 651-472-3995. Quick break, more with her after these words right here on All Business Media.
Aloha to all you lovebirds out there. Are you thinking about a destination wedding? Let I Do Hawaiian Weddings help you realize that dream. We specialize in Hawaiian destination weddings. Our unique knowledge of the islands and vast experience with amazing locations will help us create the destination wedding of your dreams. We can help you celebrate your love for each other with a sandy beach wedding, flower lei and bouquet, photography and videography, limousine transportation, hula dancing, ukulele music, and a beautiful dove release. We can even assist you with marriage license and online paperwork. I Do Hawaiian Weddings is all about love. So visit us on the web at idohawaiianweddings.com or call us at 808-330-5555 to realize your dream destination wedding in Hawaii now.
Hey road cyclist, do you want a real adventure? How about a week-long vacation in Tuscany or Lake Como, Italy? Cyclobella Italia tours are so much more than just great cycling. Come and enjoy not only cycling, but all the best in food, wine, sightseeing, and la dolce vita in Italy. Go to the website, psychobellaitalia.com, to register for the Psychobella Italia newsletter, filled with interesting information about Italy and the tours. Visit the website to view the photo gallery of prior tours and learn more about the fantastic cycling experience with Psychobella Italia. Email Joe at psychobellaitalia.com or phone 480-353-6660. Psychobella Italia. Ride, eat, drink, live.
All Business Media presents the Professionals Roundtable. Hear what's hot in the professional world. Timely topics to propel your career to the next level. Professionals Roundtable with Rick Delgado. Exclusively on All Business Media.
And welcome back to All Business Media. And yes, I am your host, Rick Delgado, sitting with our guest, Leah Skurdal. Leah, say hello, please.
Hello there. Thanks for having me today.
Hello, and we appreciate having you again. Leah is the owner at Mastery in the Art of Living. She's offering a special deal today. All you got to do is text her directly at 651-472-3995. Take advantage of the special ABM FM 50. Text that to her on her cell. She'll get you 50% off. What is it exactly again?
It's the online program called Spiritual Pilates on the Road to Self-Mastery. And that's about developing those inner spiritual core muscles so you can handle the ups and downs of life with grace.
Right. And you can take advantage of the offer simply by texting her at 651-472-3995. Text her ABMFM50 and take advantage of that offer. And again, Leah, thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate it.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you do have a question for her, feel free, especially if it's about relationships. We're talking about that. Reach out to us, 631-656-5434. But it is one of those things where, especially when you're in relationships and maybe things are going wrong, one person does something to hurt the other, and then you've got to deal with the forgiveness aspect. You talked about the Ponopono, which can be helpful in that respect, right?
Yes, and actually I have used the Ho'oponopono prayer on myself with the most often, forgiving myself for having made a mistake or saying something that I regret. And I think that is one of the key issues in relationships is how do we forgive ourselves for missing the mark. The word sin comes from the Greek, which means to miss the mark. It's a term in archery where you miss the bullseye, and that's just part of being human. We miss the mark. We're perfectly imperfect,
right?
But each of us a wave in the ocean of God. We're supposed to be part of that ebb and flow, and we just do miss the mark sometimes. But so then how can we be mindful and forgive ourselves for those mistakes that are just part of being human?
Right.
And that's where I beat myself up. You know, like I want to be perfect, right? I don't want to make any mistakes.
And I think everybody suffers from that at some point in their life.
Sure. Well, sure, of course. And how do we then honor that place in ourselves that misses the mark and still go deeper to the place of wisdom? And okay, so there I've made a mistake. How do I fix it? How do I then get back on track? How do I come to that higher vibration back again? And we have that opportunity as well, because we are also wise beings connected to the infinite, and we have available that infinite wisdom if we tap into it.
Right. And I think a lot of people have that problem of getting back. You know, now that they've gone down that road of, you know, doing something wrong or just, you know, now it's like, okay, do you admit the mistake? Do you try and forget about it? What if it's affecting other people? How do you approach that? I mean, it becomes it can be very, very difficult for a lot of people to admit mistakes.
Sure. And another tool that I've used quite often is reframing, where I'll just use my imagination that replay the situation in my mind, and then imagine that I had responded in a different way, so that it doesn't change what happened, but it changes how I feel about it, so I don't have to go forward with the same negative feelings. Do we have time for another story?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, so here's my story. This is the first time I really used this effectively.
Okay.
We were camping in Mexico. I'd been camping for 3 months, and we would go around to different campgrounds, and I met up with some Quebecois French. And I had learned French, but so I didn't understand. And Quebecois French is, the difference between American English and British English.
Right.
There's a difference between French and Quebecois French.
Mm-hmm.
So I understood, but I missed a lot, and I missed a lot of slang. So one day my friends invited me to go sailing with them. And for some reason, I'd never been sailing before. I thought it'd be fun. But for some reason, on this catamaran, I was in a place where somebody barked an order at me in Quebecois French, which I didn't understand, and whatever I did caused the catamaran to tip over into the water. Like, does that ever happen? No. People say you can't do that, but I did. So here we are, this group of people in the Caribbean Sea floating along. We had to be rescued by the Mexican Coast Guard, and and I was horrified. Okay, so end of story, right? Okay, so years later, I would think of that, and I would still be embarrassed and, humiliated that I had made this horrible mistake that somebody had, really suffered from because I had made a mistake. And I would just, beat myself up about this stupid thing. Well, so then I did this reframing where I imagined, in my imagination, that I had understood what the person said, and even though I didn't know anything about sailing, I had done the right thing, and I had saved the day, and here I was a hero, hurrah! And I just kept playing that scene over and over in my mind until I felt like, oh, I was the hero, hurrah! And so that is now my dominant feeling. When I think of this story, I can laugh about it, not be embarrassed, and instead I feel like, oh, here I was a hero. And it doesn't change what happened, it changes how I feel about it.
Right.
And so that's a tool that we can use when we've made a mistake about something. You can go to that place of the mistake, tell the story a different way, as if you had said the appropriate thing, as if you had taken the appropriate action, if you had raised the vibration in that moment, so that you can have a different feeling about it.
Right.
And that's the work that I do in my...
Could I use that? Could I use that the next time I remark to a woman? Oh, well, how many months until you're due? Because I've made that mistake. Woo! Let me tell you, Leah.
I know.
Oh, that's.
Yep,
there's no coming back from that.
I've learned not to say that one. Oops, sorry. There we go.
Exactly.
Keep your mouth shut.
Hey,
yeah,
Leah, we do have another caller on the line. Let's go to that real quick.
Very good.
Caller, what's your name? What's your question, please?
Hi, my name is Jonathan. And,
Hi, Jonathan.
I just wanted to know, why exactly, my girlfriend, she never seems to think what I care. She never thinks that I care, basically, about anything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is really confusing.
It's confusing to you. You're just miscommunicating because obviously you love her or you wouldn't be worried about it. So there's a book that maybe you can do a quick Google search on it. It's called The 5 Love Languages, and we give and receive love in different ways, and so maybe she has a different love language than you. So here are the 5 love languages: physical touch, gifts, acts of service, words of endearment, and quality time. So think about how does she express love to you, and see if you can give that back to her. And you can go online and do a quick search on 5 love languages and do a little quiz. You could each do the little quiz, and then find out what your top love language is, and then be more mindful of giving her love in the way that she can receive it. Does that make sense?
It does. It makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So that's a starting place. So and then
I'm sorry?
Listen to, and then listen so you can ask the question: how do you want to feel loved? Because it just might be that she needs words of affirmation.
Right.
For example.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, some people, everybody's different. Everybody, some people, they're more auditory, more visual, more, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yep.
So it all depends on that.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, good luck. You're going to need it.
You're welcome. He's got this now.
I'll tell you, man, women are difficult just when you think you got them figured out. Guess what? There's a new day, and you got to start all over again.
Yeah, that's true.
Leah Skurdal, she has been our guest, as always. Very, very interesting stuff. She's the owner at Mastery in the Art of Living at Alino Lakes, Minnesota. Reach out to her directly if you really want to take advantage of some of the things she can help you in terms of spiritual Pilates, which is on the road to self-mastery, which is launching this Wednesday. Just keep in mind there's a live version, there's an online version. Check out which one works best for you. Reach out to her directly at 651-472-3995. Also, that's the number if you want to text ABM FM50 and take advantage of the special that she's offering. Or go to her website, masteryintheartofliving.com. And as always, Leah, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rick. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. And we'll be back with more on All Business Media right after these words.
All Business Media presents the Professionals Roundtable. Hear what's hot in the professional world. Timely topics to propel your career to the next level. Professionals Roundtable with Rick Delgado. Exclusively on All Business Media.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. Is now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.